right, let's do a quick overview here. So, paint is black, and well, that's bug splat, but see if I can find you. It's black. It's got sparkles though. You see the sparkles? Or is that pollen? It's supposed to have sparkles in it. So, paint's nice. I like the black. Black is better than blue, and it's slimming. Also, it kind of hides the Buck Rogers aspect of it a little bit better. So, there's that. Let's see what else. I took all my stuff out of Gemma and I shoved it in there, so that works. And then this over here. Look at that. That's not very big. That's not very big. But my camera bag, that bag, fits in there with that stuff and a little bit more. So, yay. That's okay. I can always put a bag here like I do, or I did with Gemma anyway, and I can tie down here as this is the grab rail. And so I will be all right for touring. Ah, yes. Yes. Look at that exhaust. Isn't that sweet? And very quickly, I'll turn it. Oh, I can't turn it, it's in gear. Anyway, so this is a very quick overview, or just a look. See, there's the new hotness. All right, it's in neutral. Currently, I'm at 194.7 miles. I got hill assist on. I don't know what that T means. ABS is on. This thing here controls the menu. This thing does too when you're at a stop. Yeah, I guess we can figure it out later. Alright, no clutch. No clutch. Alright, little teeny weeny foot peg. Whew. Alright, sound visor down. Pop that open a bit. Alright, let's get out of here. Oh wait, put it in gear. Duh. Good morning, YouTube. Mike Haley 7 on the way to work again. And as you can see, I'm on the new bike, which I have affectionately named Tevita, and I'll tell you why. My father loved Honda motorcycles. He loved Kawasaki even more, but he loved Honda. He had a really nice Honda back in '82 that he rode around on. It was, I don't even know what it was. It wasn't a touring like this. It would look like a kind of a cruiser. Anyway, probably a 750. Do they have those? Do they? So, because I miss my dad, and I know he would love this bike, he would call this a cream puff. He would call this a cream puff. That would be his name for it, and he would be in love with it. So my dad's name was Dave, and I decided to name this bike in honor of my dad. But you can't really say, you know, here I am riding Dave. That just doesn't sound right. Not that there's anything wrong with that. So in Fiji, when I was living in Fiji, they gave me the name Michaeli, you know, from Michael. And I thought, well, to continue the theme of the Fijian names, it would sound better to use the Fijian version of my father's name, which is Tevita. So that is why I've named my bike Tevita, to honor my dad. So Dad, if you're up there, I hope you're happy. So, let's talk about why I did this. I know that's the burning question, right? Why? How could you? I know. I started my journey on a Harley. I've always loved Harley. That was the quintessential bike for me, or is, I guess you could say. My first bike was a Softail Standard. My second bike was a Road King Classic that I named Zuzu. And then in 2014, I went for an oil change on Zuzu, and I saw the new Project Rushmore bikes. And they looked fantastic. And they had better everything. It was like a quantum leap over the Road King that I had. And I was excited and made the jump. And many of you might remember the Phoenix. And I had a good time on the Phoenix, and I souped her up, or it up. Oh God, I'm leaning like I'm on a Harley. I gotta learn how to not worry about leaning this as much. Oh goodness. So then 2 years later, the Milwaukee 8s came out, and I went for a test ride and fell in love. Went to the dealership and I said, I want to make a deal. And they kind of treated me like I was doing them a favor. Not doing them a favor. They were doing me a favor in selling me a motorcycle. It was just kind of contentious, and I sat there until like 7 or 8 p.m. haggling with them. And they were all frowny-faced and said I was so difficult. And so I souped up. I had the bike. I called that bike Grace because the bike was so graceful. And then I got the souped up stuff about, I don't know, 8 months later. I went to that stage 4, and then I named her Gemma after the character on Sons of Anarchy. That was an idea given to me by my work sister Wanda. Greatest name ever for a bike. And the bike is gorgeous. Love that bike. But, you know, times change, people change, and so must I. I do have an affinity for Harley, even now, obviously. I mean, I love Harley. But this bike here, it ticked all the boxes for me. So let me tell you what my boxes are. One was the noise. Now I know you could say, well, you could have just left it stock. Yeah, but it wouldn't have had that oomphy engine that I had. I mean, that bike would get up and go. And that's what I wanted. So I did that stage 4 to get the maximum speed out of it that I could without ruining the warranty. And then to do that, you had to get louder pipes. And I told the people, I said, look, I want maximum power for minimum noise. And so the setup I had was the best they could do. And it was one pipe instead of two, which reduced the noise in a way. But, you know, as bikes break in and all that, it gets louder and louder. And so the bike got so loud that Harley Trek called Gemma when I got on her, when we were on trips. They said, we know that Mike's speeding up because we hear Gemma's war horn. And they really hated riding behind me because it was so damn loud. So the noise was really starting to get to me. I don't like loud noises. They tend to frazzle me. The other thing was, when you're on a long ride at 70 miles an hour and that pipe is going, man, it starts to ring your bell. Your head starts vibrating. I got a massive headache riding out there from the noise. And my ears were ringing. Not as bad as they used to with the Reinhardts that I had on the Phoenix and the Road King. But my goodness, it was something. So, That was one thing. Another thing was the clutch. You know, the clutch, when I was on Gemma on that West Virginia trip, we were stuck in heavy traffic one day. And oh my God, holding that clutch in that whole time and, you know, inching forward and clutching. You had to keep trying to throw it into neutral and kind of leave extra distance between you and the car in the front so you can kind of glide in neutral if you're going downhill. I mean, it was rough. My hand was killing me. I know people can say, well, you could just get one of them squeezy things. Nah. You forgot to factor in my laziness. Not to mention that on the blood thinner now, exercise really messes me up. I ache much more than I used to. So for my achy hand, that kind of was a benefit not having that anymore. And I don't have to shift, you know, so I don't have to heel down. And that, I mean, I liked it, except for when you would miss a shift, you know, and then you'd miss the shift. You thought you did it, but you got it into neutral, and then it's like, or, you know, you'd shift into the wrong gear by accident. You want to shift down, or shift up, and then you shift down. So, yeah, that's what you're trying. So I was trying to shift up one day. I'm like, and then I went to shift up to the next gear, and I downshifted by accident. So it's like, yeah, not good. So that's never going to happen again. Not on this bike, anyway. So the speed of this bike is obviously going to be a little bit better than my Gemma, because this has 125 horsepower, I think it is, and Gemma had 122. And this has more torque. It's 123 foot-pounds of torque, and Gemma had 111. And so it's, you know, the speed bump is not really that big a deal for me between the two bikes. It's not like a big quantum leap. So that alone would not have gotten me. The lean angle on this bike obviously is amazing. You can lean this bike way over. I haven't even begun to explore this. Gemma, I would try to lean over really good, and I was scraping those footboards all the time. I even levered the bike off the road when I was on the Dragon. That was a little bit of a pucker moment. So the lean angle is another great thing, and you know, I'm all about the lean and the speed. But that wasn't enough to win me over. So what was it? Well, when you add the no clutch, and you add the extra speed, and you add the extra lean, you're getting really close. And then when you add in the different ride modes, like I hit economy mode, and I do pretty decent on the gas mileage. The no noise, that's another thing. All those things, when you add them all up, it's pretty good. It's like, okay, let's make an offer. And then when they made me the offer, I'm like, are you kidding me? Really? 0.99% financing. Come on, people. That's awesome. You can't beat that. Well, I mean, they could pay you, right? I got a really, really good deal. They were super nice, super friendly, and that, you know, that helps, but that's not why I would leave my beautiful Gemma. It's because this bike has the stuff that I want. I want no clutch. Didn't even realize I wanted no clutch until I didn't have a clutch. I'm like, oh my God, this is awesome. I get the same speed or a little bit better. I get more lean. I get no clutching. So yeah, plus that great deal. Now you say, well, you know, is this bike reliable? Well, yeah. I mean, it's a Goldwing, right? That's what they say. Everybody says it's the premier whatever motorcycle. The guy at the Honda place called it the most advanced motorcycle on the planet. I don't know about that. I know it's, you know, it's got all the gewgaws. And the engines on these things are, you know, supposed to last for 300,000 miles. I don't even think I will last 300,000 miles. So that's the long and the short of it. Is this bike better than Gemma? Well, no. It depends on what you want the bike for, you know? Is this better for what I wanted? Well, yeah. But is it a better motorcycle? I would argue no. It's just something that clicked all my requirements, I guess you could say. Oh, I don't know how to turn this yet. Oh. Alright, let me see if I can do this now. Neutral. Paduma. And then I go walk it back, walk it back, walk it back. You can walk the bike forward. And if you wanted to, you could walk the bike backward. That is of benefit, especially when you're older. Alright, so I'm having fun, folks. I'm having fun. I hope you don't hit me now. This is my Kaylee 7. Talk to you later. Sparkles. You can see the sparkles. Oh, one last thing. I don't have to futz with my key anymore. I guess that's a good thing. I don't have to lock that. I don't have to lock that. It's already locked. I just walk away. And apparently it's locked. So that's a convenience. It is not a necessary convenience. But it's a convenience nonetheless. I'm not going to say, take that off. I want keys, damn it. All right.